Welcome to the Catamount Football Show with Coach Matt Land. I'm Bill Mayo, and this week we're going to take a look back at the game with the Creekview Grizzlies and also discuss this week's upcoming contest with the Harrison Hoyas. So stay right here, back with more Catamount Football after these messages.
Mike Jones of Carpet Express, and it's that time of year. Cool nights, football, and best of all, Carpet Express fall sale, and the sale starts now. Save 20% on waterproof flooring. Over 75 patterns of wood floors in stock. Save over 50% off sheet vinyl floors. Take advantage of carpet manufacturer rebates exclusive to Carpet Express. The more you buy, the more you save. Professional installation available. Carpet Express fall sale now through September 30th.
I'm Kelsey with the Chick-fil-A here in Dalton, and we're partnering again this year with the Dalton Quarterback Club to provide you an awesome tailgate meal each home game starting at 5:30. Be sure to be here by 6 o'clock for the catwalk and get your Chick-fil-A meal with Coke products sold separately. Chick-fil-A of Dalton reminds you to eat more chicken
and go Big Red! Go
Sinking deep underneath. You rescued me.
When you hear 42-19, you think, oh, that's pretty much of a cakewalk, easy game, right?
Easy, no problem at all.
That wasn't the case.
No, we went into the fourth quarter of this week's game 21-19, and clearly still a fist fight, still trying to figure out, offensively, we were still trying to get a true gauge. Right. They did an outstanding job defensively of changing their slants around, moving people around, not giving us the same looks in consecutive plays or consecutive formations.
They came out the first half in a defense that they haven't really even shown this season.
No,
came out with a 3-4 front and right out of the gate and stayed in it.
We talked about it last week. That's when you're scoring that many points, and particularly when you've got a young man like we have that's running for that many yards, it creates a little bit of, I don't want to say desperation, that's the wrong word, but you do get creative. You do begin to throw things on the wall and start going what sticks. And so we certainly saw that this week.
Mm-hmm. And they were, some of the things they did.
I'll ask you. So what kind of extracurricular blocking / holding did you as the offensive line coach see this week, Bill?
When you watch the highlights tonight on the show, in the second half of the game particularly, watch the Creekview front 3, front 4 guys. They were firing out into the legs of our offensive linemen and literally grabbing them and trying to tackle them. I talked to the officials at halftime. They said they can cut us, they can do whatever, but it was clearly something.
Well, they weren't seeing the hold. They weren't seeing the holding.
You
can't do that. That's defensive holding.
We've never experienced that before. That was in all my years of football. That was a first. I've seen people lay down, but I've never had. It's like somebody equated it to a single leg takedown in wrestling. That's exactly right. That's what they were doing.
And we'll do our best to point it out. You can't really. We don't have clickers or telestrators like they do. But we'll start on that.
Quite interesting.
That's right. Defensively, our coaches did an outstanding job, and players did an outstanding job. Certainly, they showed a few new formations for us as well. They moved the ball, and they're a great offense. They've got tremendous talent, tremendous skill. The quarterback is for real. He's a great quarterback. He's a playmaker. Number 5 is certainly a playmaker. And they gigged us for about 2 to 3 big plays that set up scores or were scores. But outside of that, our defense did a good job winning some key downs and went 14 for 20 on third downs getting off the field. Obviously, we want to see that a little bit higher, but that's pedestrian. That's good enough to win. And against good teams like that, you got to give up some things to get some things.
I think the other place they threw in some curveballs was in the kicking game.
Absolutely.
The obvious one was the onside kick, but talk about the punt thing that they were doing.
Yeah, you're going to see that. We'd come up with a different type of return. We were anticipating that they would not kick to us, so we really wanted to try to come up with something a little bit more safe, thinking that they might perhaps do more like fake punts as opposed to just not kicking to us and just rolling the dice. But they actually, you're going to see them do something where they actually take it and hold it, kind of run to an empty space, which to our side was on the right side, and then kick it once their guys got 15 or 20 yards down their field. I wanted to make some adjustments. We would have made some adjustments, but we had made so many adjustments on the defense side of the ball and on the offense side of the ball. What we had is what we had. We were getting our yards on offense that we needed. The defense was shutting them down, and that's one of those things that I just made the decision.
Super effective, though, right?
It's very effective, and we'll see it again.
Their guys 20, 25 yards
That's
down
right.
the field before the ball's even kicked.
That's exactly right.
So it really.
To their credit, they had a great
absolutely.
game plan for us, and certainly in that phase, they may have won that phase, but we won the game.
That's right. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hi, my name is Charles R. Hicks Sr. I'm the owner of Transformers Transmission Complete Auto Repair Specialist, and we are excited. It is football season. Another thing that we're excited about is our new facility opening here at 844 Sugar Road in Dalton, Georgia. Our other location at 815 East Walnut Avenue is still open to help continue your car service. So just give us a call at 706-529-2706. And from the Transformers family, God bless and have a beautiful day.
With VidLink, OptiLink's exciting new entertainment platform, you'll have the freedom to stream VidLink content on multiple devices, even when away from home. Plus, with VidLink, you can access the widest array of content on the market. You'll get great features like Restart, Replay, cloud-based DVR storage, all HD programming, and so much more. Contact us today to see how you can get linked to the next big thing in video entertainment.
Buy from the pros who know at PROFORMANCE Sports Academy. Our pro shop has one of the largest selections of bats, gloves, and cleats in the North Georgia area, featuring Rawlings, Wilson, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, Mizuno, and the largest New Balance cleat dealer in the area. We provide baseball and softball gear for travel leagues, rec leagues, middle school, and high school programs. Get your baseball and softball training, equipment, and uniforms from the former collegiate and professional players who know at PROFORMANCE Sports Academy. PROFORMANCESportsAcademy.com.
Back on the Catamount Football Show with our coaches segment. We've got Coach Scott Thompson. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start out this year. Why don't you just kind of remind everybody what your duties are with the Catamount football team?
Well, throughout the off season, throughout the full year, I'm the Director of Athletics Performance for all the sports. I do the strength training. It's a fancy word for that. And then I'm the defensive back coach for the football team.
So let's talk about the football portion first, and then we'll go to the strength training here in a minute. Talk about your position group, some of the kids you got, and kind of your philosophy on coaching the DBs.
Well, in years past, I work with the outside backers, the corners, and the frees, and this year we kind of adjusted a little bit, and I work with the free safeties and the outside backers because the way we stem to different defenses, it works out pretty good. You know, at outside backer we have Gabe Hill, we have Caleb Hernandez, and we have Vincent Vignier, and those three are very good at what they do. The outside backer is pretty much what sets the corner for the defense. You know, if you got a weak outside backer.
Explain what you mean there. Somebody that's maybe not a football fanatic, explain about setting the corner, because that's such an important piece of a defense.
Well, when the ball flows to the side of one of the sides of the outside backer, the outside backer is supposed to set the corner and turn the ball carrier back into the linebacker. If he doesn't, the only person outside of him is the cornerback, and typically corners don't tackle very well. So it's critical to any defense to set the corner. You can either stretch it, make it bounce, or turn it back inside. But you have to do one of those three things. And
you've done some because of some of the teams we played, because of Sequoia with their wing tee, and now Harrison this week with the wing tee, you've come down and worked against our offensive line guys.
Oh, without a doubt.
The big guys pulling and kicking on your Outside linebacker, right?
Our biggest outside linebacker is Caleb Hernandez. He's probably 6'2". He's probably about 185 pounds. And you got Manny Vega, which is 320 pounds, pulling on him. You know, you got to have your outside foot back. You got to get your body down and just try to hold the fort down.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of, you know, with the free safeties are above it. When we stem and blitz our outside backers, we have to have our free safeties come down. And with that, we have Parker Adams, we have Brady Penley, and I have Mauricio Quintero in that aspect. And they have to come down and do the same thing. And typically, your free safety is not meant to do that, but we do it because that's the way our defense works.
How about overall defensively, how your guys fit into the system, and you guys play a lot of kids on Friday night. Talk about that just a little bit.
Well, we've got this rule that you're not, you know, we may have 3 free safeties, but we're not. Because you're your second free safety doesn't mean you're going to play. It's the next best group that we can put on the field, and our team and our players buy into that. You know, they're selfless kids. They get out there and do their job. An outside backer taking on a 300-pound guard, and you know Harrison this week has a 315-pound guard that pulls, and it's going to be you know, you got to sacrifice your body and do what's best for the team. Absolutely. And that's the biggest part.
All right, very good. Let's talk a little bit about the strength part, because that's something you've been in that position now. How many years?
10 years.
10 years. So it really, in your words, describe what the difference you think it's made in our athletic programs overall, but particularly in our football team.
I have to say it's changed the mentality of our team. Well, you know, we don't have the big D1 players or the FBS. We have these kids that have to come in blue collar mentality and work, and we have to do that to compete in 6A. And with that being said, we've also started a all boys and all girls class weight training that are building the same philosophies that we do in football. Me and Coach Cole, they'll carry it over into our other sports. Other sports have been doing it and working out, but it's really a sport-specific class.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about, you know, you said we don't normally have D1 players, but Jameer, talk about him, what you guys did with him from last season to this season, the weight gain, the strength gain, the quickness. I mean, it's been the difference in, I mean, where he is now and where he was last year, right?
Well, he's put on about 25 pounds. He's you know, and
it's good weight.
And it's very good weight.
Yeah.
And you know, as long as you got a system, a scientific background to your workout, as long as it's structured, it could be any workout, and you got to have the kids buy into it. And our kids have really bought into it. Last year we did not have in our Mega Cats, our top tier. We got Mega Cats, Super Cats, and so on. We didn't have any Mega Cats this year. We're right up close to where we had in 16. In 2016 we had 13 Mega Cats. This year we got 9, and the hard work these kids put in, you know, it's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. I think Friday night's a good example too. You look at that game. It was 21-19 going into the fourth quarter. The conditioning piece of it too,
yes,
is a big factor. I mean, it's hot for us now. You know, we're here in the third week of September, and it's going to be 95 degrees Friday night playing down at Harrison. Talk about that, because to me it really showed up Friday night.
Yes. Well, you know, a lot of people when they get into their season in the streak program, they'll start tapering off. We don't. We work, and the kids know the mentality that we want to see. We know what they can do when they're fresh. We want to know what they can do when they're tired. Mm-hmm. So throughout the whole off season, you know, if we go to a 7-on-7 passing camp or a pads camp, we work out before that. We're not going to take that day off. Then we go in and we. If we get them in the fourth quarter and it's close, I feel like our kids are in better shape. I feel like our kids are going to compete at the highest level.
Right, absolutely. I think it really showed up against Harrison in that fourth quarter.
In Creekview, yes.
I'm sorry, against Creekview in the
Yes,
fourth quarter. One last thing before we wrap up, your family, you've got one in high school now, so update us
Yes.
on those guys and your lovely wife, Tiffany.
Well, the glue to our family is my beautiful wife, Tiffany Thompson, works at Brookwood. She, so I can coach, she gets the kids everywhere they're supposed to be, and I've got a sophomore, Taylor Thompson, that's a 3-sport athlete.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
I cannot believe it. Plays volleyball, basketball, and lacrosse. I've got a 7th grader, Jamie Thompson, that plays plays volleyball and basketball.
And then there's Clayton.
And then there's Clayton. I've got a 4-year-old little wild man on the sideline that is
Fourth grade, not a 4-year-old.
Fourth grader. I'm sorry. Thank you. He acts like it sometimes.
Yeah.
He'll get me for that one. But he's a fourth grader that loves being around these guys, and the guys on this football team and the coaches treat him so well. And I'm blessed to being a program that lets the family be around as much as this organization does.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for coming on. We certainly appreciate everything you do for Catamount football, and look forward to watching you guys the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
So right here, we'll be back with more Catamount football in just a minute.
Ford of Dalton, your hometown Ford dealership, offers our exclusive 10-year, 150,000-mile limited warranty and our $1,000 low price guarantee. Ford of Dalton, I-75 exit 336 or fordofdalton.com.
Home is a place where all are welcome. It's where the story begins. It's not a place, it's a feeling. Home is where the heart is. At Furniture of Dalton, we handpick each of our 150 brands so that you can find your perfect heart's desire. Come see what you've been missing at Carpets of Dalton and Furniture of Dalton, the destination that brings you home. Exit 328 off I-75.
At Engineered Floors, we make sure better is in every detail. Technology has always been the foundation of Engineered Floors, pushing past what we believed was possible. Rather than having several buildings for each part of our manufacturing process, we've put everything under one roof, from beginning to end, which means easier production, faster turnarounds, and better work environments. When it comes to the environment, we've taken extra care to leave a smaller footprint, especially as we grow. Stain-resistant, pet-friendly, durable, beautiful, guaranteed. We create our flooring with our customers and their daily needs in mind. We are invested in this community and the economy that has been created by the industry we love. And after all of this, we still know that we can do more. As long as our customers need us, we'll continue to fearlessly pursue better.
Ford of Dalton, your hometown Ford dealership, offers our exclusive 10-year, 150,000-mile limited warranty and our $1,000 low price guarantee. Ford of Dalton, I-75 exit 336 or fordofdalton.com.
Back to the Catamount Football Show. We've got our player interview segment tonight. Introduce yourself, please.
Gabe Hill, senior, number 22. Outside linebacker.
All right, good job. You didn't say middle linebacker, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Gabe. So let's first off update us on everybody on your elbow situation. You were back Friday night against Creekview after getting hurt in the Ringgold game, right?
Yes, sir. I missed Sequoia and the Northwest game, but I'm back this week and for the season.
Yep.
I just have to wear elbow brace.
Everything feeling good?
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Little kinks in there still.
Doing some rehab?
Yes, sir. A lot of it.
Well, give me your view on the Creekview game Friday night.
I feel like we did really good. We just have like a few things to get adjusted. We're missing a few key players here and there, and we got Malachi got hurt first quarter, so we're down a really good teammate. But besides that, I feel like we did our role. Played good, played fast.
So talk about your position, your job, some of the responsibilities you have and challenges maybe that you have to deal with.
My responsibilities is I have to contain the quarterback, and then I have to stay in the curler flats. But like the challenge is just trying to maintain being in between the curler flats,
right?
Just depending on if there's two receivers in both.
Let's talk about the contain part, because we see some athletic quarterbacks, some guys that can really run. How do you go about making sure you're in the right place and you don't let that guy get outside of you?
When we're coming in and trying to contain, you just go to aim at his backside hip, and just don't overlead, and just keep your hips low.
How about dealing with you're not a 220-pound linebacker? Talk to me about dealing with some of the offensive line guys that you run into. I know Creekview had a big old tackle, right?
Yes, sir. So for me being so small, you come in full speed, don't let up, and just get low.
Yeah, I know you like to blitz.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about that.
Blitzing is one of my favorite parts of the game. It's big hits, it's just like a big energy for our team.
Yeah. So what do you when you're going to blitz? Do you try to disguise? What do you do? Because a lot of times we'll play teams and those guys will walk up and they're coming. They've kind of telegraphed it. What do you do?
I never line up in the gap I'm blitzing. I either drop back as if I'm going back deep thirds, or I'll line up in a different gap and then just go in the other one.
All right. How about pass coverage responsibilities? I know you mentioned curl flat. Explain that a little bit.
So curl flat, I have to drop back if the quarterback, if the tackle or guard steps back or kicks back. So I have to drop back to the left or right of me at a 45-degree angle.
Who's been the best quarterback in your opinion? I mean, the toughest one to deal with so far that we've played?
So far, I'll have to say Sequoia.
Yeah.
Just because, I didn't play, but he looked really agile.
Right. Very good. So looking forward to seeing you Friday night against Harrison. Thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for everything you do for Catamount Football.
Thank you.
Stay right here. Be back with more in just a minute.
Why should you make the switch to First Bank of Dalton?
My bank gives back to our community.
My bank understands our changing needs.
My bank made my dream home my home.
My bank has the tools I need to manage my business.
My bank helps me save.
My bank make decisions locally.
Need more reasons? Stop by and see why First Bank of Dalton should be your bank for life.
Big things are happening at Hamilton. Anna Shaw Children's Institute, People's Cancer Institute, new physician practices near you, and Hamilton Medical Center is #1 for overall hospital care. Hamilton Healthcare System, health for life.
Are you tired of driving to Chattanooga to have a great dinner? Look no further than Walnut Hill Farm right here in Whitfield County. We are now serving dinner on Thursday and Friday nights. Our team of Matt Barrett and Jason Joseph have put together what we believe is the finest menu in Whitfield County. With a wine selection of over 50 bottles and 50 miles of mountain range in the background, this will be your go-to for romantic dinners and dinner with friends. We look forward to seeing you out here, 5 o'clock on Thursday and Friday nights.
Welcome back to Catamount Football TV show. This is a special treat this week. This week we're going to interview our very own Bill Mayo, host of Cooking with Mayo.
It's just because we ran out of.
No. This is the highlight of every year. Is to interview coaches segment with Bill Mayo. So Bill, to start out, tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this, all the different levels, kind of how you got to the point that you're at right now. Not necessarily with the TV show, but with the.
So played at Dalton.
Right.
Graduated in 1981. Played at the University of Tennessee, 81, 2, 3, 4. We actually beat Alabama 3 out of the 4 years I played. So at least we were winning back in those days.
Right. Well, it all fell apart when you left.
That's right. Signed with Green Bay, got hurt, came home, back to the University of Tennessee. Did a year as a graduate assistant coach working for Philip Fulmer and David Cutcliffe, and then got a sales job in Chattanooga. And Lisa and I got married for our senior year in college, moved back to Dalton. And I decided I wanted to start coaching. So I went to the rec department, and I coached out there, probably 9 or 10 years. Would coach with different guys that had kids playing, and then our son came on and coached him through the rec department. And then when he went to Dalton Junior High, I think I actually took a year off in, I think it was 98 maybe. And then when he went into 8th grade, I went to work with Steve Bartu, coaching with Steve. Steve was over the middle school football program.
That's right.
That's right.
School head coach.
Yeah. And so coached there for another 9 or 10 years. Had a great time, loved working with the rec league kids, loved working with the middle school kids. And then when Coach Weingarten took over, I came up with the varsity staff and been there 2 years with him, and then 10.
And now you've been seeing 10, yes.
9,
10 this year. 10 this year.
So 10 years with you. So
that's awesome.
And then in between I did some color on the radio broadcast.
That's right. Yeah, you've really seen this program literally almost every angle.
I have
hosted
the coaches show when Coach
show.
McManus
was
the head coach those 4 years.
That's when your contract started, and we've retained that over the years.
I have. I've been able to see a different side of it and ins and outs of what's going on, and been fortunate, to stay involved. And being a community coach, there's some challenges, and certainly appreciate, you working with my schedule when I can't be here, and we have work duties and things that
Sure.
have to work. But been very fortunate in my career to be able to manage my job and football at the same time.
All right, now I want to unravel some of that, okay, and unpack some of that and ask you about a few of those things.
Okay.
I want us to go back to Tennessee days and not
Yes.
necessarily talk about your days as Tennessee Volunteer versus today as Tennessee. But I want to talk a little bit about how recruiting is different, because you were a parade All-American. You were one of the top recruits in the country. How has it changed? And man, the experience. And you've had a son that's obviously went through this process. How has it even changed since he came through? But just kind of put all that in a bundle for us.
It's changed a lot. I mean, in the days that I was being recruited and being in school, you didn't really know. You met other players on
Sure.
visits, and you kind of knew, but there weren't cell phones. There wasn't the internet. There wasn't any of that. There was a little bit of coverage of recruiting. Not a lot. Really, I didn't know.
Lindy's and Anthelon.
Yeah, and there was that
remember,
guy.
those were the two magazines.
That's right. And then there was that guy, Joe Terranova or something. He was
Yeah.
really the first recruiting guy. But you didn't really know who was in your signing class until you read it in the paper
That's right.
the day after signing day. And you look, oh, okay, we signed all these guys. Great,
Right,
you know.
right.
Went on. I took all my visits. In those days, you could take 6 official visits. I went to Tennessee, Alabama, and South Carolina, and then I visited UCLA, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. I figured if I was going to go outside the South, those were 3 pretty good programs to look
Right.
at. But I also took a lot of unofficial visits. Went to Clemson, went to Auburn, went to Georgia Tech, went to Vanderbilt. You know, you name it. We live in such a great place to drive around. So I was very fortunate to get to see a lot of college football, a lot of campuses. Meet a lot of coaches.
Sure.
So it for me personally, it was a fun experience. I really enjoyed it. But now, with, I mean,
and you're seeing this play out with Jameer, the same kind of player you were, he is now.
Yeah, and it's such. I think it puts a lot of pressure on him. The whole internet thing, and how many stars do I have, and you know, who's going there? You know, well, if they sign him, then I'm not signing there. Then and
now you add the transfer portal into that.
I mean, it's really it's a hard thing. I think for these kids, and they bumped it up with this early signing period, which I don't think I'm a big fan of that, because now it puts a lot of pressure on these guys during the season.
Sure. Yeah.
Back when signing date was in February, everything could be a little bit more low key during the season, and then you had December, January, and the first part, and a few days in February to get your visits, to really make your decision. Now they all wanted to sign in December, so now they're trying to make official visits, which is a tough
and you're
thing.
talking about now a kid signs and his coach could be fired.
That's right.
Coming out
Before the
going
season's
after
even
that
over.
last season.
That's right.
All right, now I want to pick up speed just a little bit. I want to ask you this question. You have a very unique situation. You were telling me about a long time ago about your work situation, and I think this is the great medium to hear this. This is the opportunity that athletics can provide professionally after it's over. Talk a little bit how you moved into your job, and it was basically athletes. That's who the guy was hiring.
That's right. Our company, when I went to work for it, a small company in Chattanooga, first started out, the VP of sales believed in hiring ex-athletes. And we had probably, 10 or 12 ex-SEC football players in our sales staff. And it really, he believed that you had to have self-discipline, you had to have motivation, you had to be able to take a butt chewing, you had to be competitive, all the things you want in a salesperson.
Check,
That's right.
athlete.
So it's been a real benefit to me through
That's
my
awesome.
career.
That's a great thing. I remember you telling me that. I just think this is the great medium for you people that are watching. This is what it leads to. It's more than just these games on Friday night. Now, as you end all your segments, I'll end your segment. Talk a little bit about your family and now extended family. You got a little, it's grown.
So my wife and I, Lisa, just celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary.
All right.
In July, we have 3 kids, Cameron, Whitney, and Hannah. They're going to be 34, 32, and 30. And we have a little granddaughter now, Landon, who is Hannah and Matt Harris, Hannah Mayo and Matt Harris. They're now married. And we have a little granddaughter, Landon, who's 20 months old. So
who controls
that's
everything.
Right. She rules Lisa,
awesome.
For sure.
Hey, she does. Thank you. Appreciate it, Bill. Let's join out these messages.
Mike Jones of Carpet Express, and it's that time of year. Cool nights, football, and best of all, Carpet Express fall sale, and the sale starts now. Save 20% on waterproof flooring. Over 75 patterns of wood floors in stock. Save over 50% off sheet vinyl floors. Take advantage of carpet manufacturer rebates exclusive to Carpet Express. The more you buy, the more you save. Professional installation available. Carpet Express Fall Sale, now through September 30th.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price. Wow, it really does all that. It really does all that.
Will help us pack?
We're working on that.
Well, relevant to our recruiting discussion, here's a
That's right.
perfect example of how things have changed. I don't remember any.
Yeah, did you not have that?
No, we didn't have any college coaches landing by helicopter. And there's Coach Collins and Coach
right.
Choice from Georgia Tech,
That's
who
right.
are trying everything they can to hold on to Jameer, I'm sure.
Yeah, 2 great guys. I tell you, I
Yep.
really enjoyed getting to know Coach Collins. I think he's really got things going in the right direction there. And Coach Choice is one of the best recruiters that comes through our place. I mean, every time he comes through, he has such a love of kids. He has such a love of football, and he's very knowledgeable. Played 6 years with the Cowboys, and is just a really neat guy. I'm thankful I've gotten to know through this process.
I was talking to him Friday night. He's excited about Jameer, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Great job right here by Ty Swope. They came out with a new little formation right here. They had scouted us a little bit, kind of a double hippo look. Ryan LaRourie and Tyson played another solid game, and great job. You see a little X stunt here. Good job getting pressure on him. Christian Lama does a great job of staying at home. And then right here, A.J. Hernandez coming from the backside on a little crossing route. It makes a great play. You'll see him. This is a scramble drill. Coaches worked hard this week on this scramble drill, making sure. And one thing you're going to see in this, there are a lot of holding penalties. Our defensive line did a great job of penetrating and getting upfield and forcing a lot of errant throws.
Back on offense, we got Ashton Blackwell at quarterback, filling in, and did a really good job Friday night.
Love the way right here Brett Bagley finishes with number 5 right here.
Number 5 was a good player.
He's a very good player.
Athlete. He comes inside zone.
That's not bad.
Good push by the guys up front. Good move by Jameer right there.
Yeah, run over like my
Yeah,
favorite
that's right.
move. So.
Good job by Brant right there, and Manny Vega on pulling on the buck sweep.
You see right there, number 5, trying to get that ball out. That's something. Good job. Boom.
Yeah, good job by Brant.
Manny getting a pancake of our player and the guy he was
That's right.
blocking. So
Didn't discriminate.
No,
Just
that's right.
cleaned them both up. Here's a great cut by Jameer, and this play is really made when you see the replay here. Watch number 74 at tight end. He really just collapses the right side, and
Closes it up.
Jameer cuts it
2
back.
guys.
That's right. Cuts it back and takes it into the end zone.
And right there's Pepe Lara kicking. So good job right there by Pepe. So we kick off. They move the ball down the field a little bit, get a first down right here at midfield. Good job right there by Gabe. Good to see Gabe Hill back on our player segment. And right here you just see a great job right there. It's 50-50 ball. They throw it up to clearly their best athlete, and he comes down with it. But a great job. Good coverage by Malachi. Just a better job by their guy.
Short kick. Good job by Hunter fielding that thing and getting it upfield. So start out with some good field position. Run the counter right there. Or power, that was actually power.
A little power.
But ended up having to punt.
Good snap by Hunter Jones. Does a great job for us. Gets the ball to the kicker. Kicker kicks it out. That's J.J. Robledo, our new punter. Here you see they run just a little zone play. Great job right there by Caleb Hernandez. Another solid week by him. And John Ross, great play right there. And, you know, John's a preferred walk-on, committed to Georgia Tech, and they were excited to see how well he played the other night as well. Good solid stop there by Coy Gray. Coy has really stepped up and played a little offense for us last year, and this year just really come along for us. Once again, another great job right there by Ty Swope, being sure he's in on that play. Here you see he blocks down. They do a little X stunt. Good pressure by Lane Cox. Lane had another high game. And right here, just another great job again. Another great job on a 50-50 ball, and they come up with it. Great hit right there. Love seeing John Ross play the way he was able to play. I think this game kind of sat up a little bit better for him. He comes inside and then nice back outside redirects. Great play right there. Great play by John.
Big 76, their left tackle is committed to Clemson, I think.
That's exactly right, but you can't stop speed right there. Great job by Gabe Hill coming off. Doubt number 14 for them did a great job of throwing the ball out of bounds. It's one of those things that you want a quarterback to be able to do. That way they don't take any losses and they start the downs all over again.
That's right. So 10-7. Here we come on kickoff. Good job by.
And right here's what I love. Look how Jameer's getting in front.
Right.
You know, he is out in front. He's not a one-dimensional guy that just says, give me the ball. He is vested in making sure these other people succeed around him.
Good kick-out block by Manny right there.
A good tackle by their defender. Like you said today, one way to stop them is tackle the ball.
That's right.
They don't want to leave without that.
Good move. Good job by Brant.
Great job by Brant Bagnall. Kareem Reed right here, Kareem Page, great job of him getting down and holding up right there and not clipping. You'll see him right here. Great job right there again.
Good effort. Everybody's both sides of the ball. Everybody's playing with a lot of effort right now.
Absolutely. And we should mention Ashton Batchel stepped in this week. Yep. Ashton Blackwell and did an outstanding job for us at quarterback this week for an injured Landon Allen. We don't know when quite Landon will be back with us, but Ashton's going to fill in and not only do as good as he can, he'll do great for us. We're kind of excited to see how our offense can maybe shift a little bit to what his skill set is.
Absolutely.
So 14-10, close game. Right here, once again, Coy Gray right there, Vincent Vignier. Love to see those guys getting in the play. They bring a lot of emotion right there, Vincent, forcing a bad throw out of bounds. Once again, great job getting upfield right here by our D-line and really pushing it. And you see right here, now we kind of got our coverage. And that right there, I don't know how you call that pass interference unless you want to, because that right there, he had established position, turned around with his back to him, and actually had his hands up in the air. So that's wanting to make that call. Once again, a great job right there. John Ross staying in right there, and Christian Lama. Those guys are very, very solid for us right now. Come back and run just a little inside zone with a keep. Great job by Gabe staying at home, extending the play. And, of course, Parker Adams comes up, does a great job of filling in. Forces them to kick a field goal, and they do have a good field goal kicker, as we talked about last week. And so score goes now 14-13.
Pooch kick.
Yeah, and I don't know why Mauricio just lets it lay there like an Easter egg.
Yeah. Thank goodness Jameer
maybe that's the reason.
Thank goodness Jameer got his hands on it.
That's right. Let him run it. So.
Before they did. Now you can begin to see some of the
wow, great play right there.
Action by the Creekview front guys.
That's right. Great job by Kareem Page right there.
Yeah,
great ball. Catch. Great ball, and he just does it's just athleticism right here. Goes up and over, makes the catch. Outstanding, and a good mark by the official. That's where it was at. So ball's now inside the 1 yard line. Our big boys come in right here, and he just makes an unbelievable move.
Yeah, we don't have number 2 accounted for in our blocking scheme, and he comes hot off the edge and just
that's what he does.
Just makes him miss. Makes him miss.
That's almost a reliable part of the running game at this point.
Yes,
Would you agree with that
absolutely.
to some extent? So 21-13 now with a minute left. And, of course, J.J. Robledo comes in, and this is so great. He actually kicked it out of bounds. Instead of taking it at the 35, they opt to kick it again, so moving back 5 yards, and what does he do? Kick it 3 yards deep in the end zone. So come back, they try to run a little vertical play right here, and Mauricio has it in his hands. If we'd got that one right there, we might have had a chance to get another score. Great job right here, flushed him out. Big hit by John right there. I love that. Great job by John. This was clearly probably one of John's best games. I think he had 14 tackles on the night. So anytime you get above and get in double digits,
double digits, that's a big night.
That's right. That's a big night for you. So they're moving the ball. They get right here to 4th down, and a big hit right here by A.J. Hernandez and Gabe Hill again. Love seeing the gang tackling right there, and that threw it to their best player. So 3rd down. Comes out and they in here in air throw there.
Trickeration called and they just didn't get it set up.
Yeah, they were trying to set up a little hook and ladder. What they were trying to do right there. So anyhow, walking away here, you see us going out of 21-13.
Home is a place where all are welcome. It's where the story begins. It's not a place, it's a feeling. Home is where the heart is. At Furniture of Dalton, we handpick each of our 150 brands so that you can find your perfect heart's desire. Come see what you've been missing at Carpets of Dalton and Furniture of Dalton, the destination that brings you home. Exit 328 off I-75.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reginald Sherrill. Are you tired of sweaty underarms and dealing with deodorant stains on your clothes? We're performing a procedure called Mirror Dry. It's safe, non-invasive, sweat and odor-free, deodorant-free. It is clinically proven and FDA approved. I've had the procedure and it really works. The procedure takes about 1 hour, it's local anesthesia, and works immediately. Call our office, Dalton Plastic Surgery, 706-226-3311. 706-226-3311.
Kick off second half, and they come out with an onside kick and recover it. Aggressive call, and Coach Long made a great comment on the sideline saying that we may see a lot more of that because teams aren't going to kick it deep anyway.
Oh, absolutely. And why take the chance?
That's right. And why give us if they're going to give us the ball at the 40?
Yeah.
Take a shot at it.
Great job right there. You see another good play by Caleb Hernandez. Little quarterback delay right there. And, of course, Caleb comes off the edge, makes a great tackle. Trying to run behind their big boy, number 76. Good pressure right there. And, of course, he's open. Thankfully, he dropped that ball right there. But certainly they come back and want to try to do that again. And Tyson Swope, great job. John Ross, great job right there forcing that throw. And, of course, you see Jameer, we squeezed him out on defense on those key downs like that right there. Once again, great job right here, forcing him to the sidelines and not letting him just sit back there and throw and pick us apart. So great job right there, defense.
That's a play that my life flashed in front of my eyes. They were coming right at me on the sideline.
That's right, that's
Get
right.
out of the way. Good, tough running right there by Jameer.
Love that
play.
dip move.
That play kind of broke down at the start.
Yeah. And this right here, this is so funny. This guy is so far off. And, of course, he wants to tell Jameer about it, which I think Jameer winds up having the last little say about that. But
right.
Anyhow, great job by our defense coming in. And John Ross, once again, Christian Lama just becoming a formidable force. You see David Garcia in there. And right here, a great play. And whoop, big hit right there. Love it.
Talk about adversity, though. Come out, give up an onside
Oh,
kick.
absolutely.
And then fumble on the next possession. I mean, that's really
right.
tested our guys, our
It
defense,
sure did.
and our offensive mindset, too.
Absolutely. And this right here was just a poor play, a bad tackling all around, and we kind of gave them the opportunity. But right here, this is what you got to do. You got to come back. They try to go for two to tie it up, and we wind up knocking it down, making it 21-19.
Come back on offense. There's Manny leading the way on the buck sweep with Brant Bagley following him. And here we come the other way with it. We kind of like this play.
Yeah. It's got everybody and their brother out in front.
Great job by Hunter Nolan right there. Look at
Yeah.
his effort downfield.
Hunter blocks like he's 50 pounds heavier
He sure
than what
does.
he is.
End up having to kick on this possession.
And a good kick right here with a good roll. Anytime you can get a ball inside the 20, but particularly the 10, that's a great place to put an offense. Great job reading the screen right here. I'm telling you, Coach Bennett, Coach Penny do an outstanding job teaching these guys screens. So you get the outside pressure, those middle three guys, they read that and they retrace their steps and get right back there. Come back and run a lead, and, of course, great job by Brock Johnson. Great call by Coach Carpenter getting him in there, Vincent Vignier. You love to see it. So this is it. We're fourth quarter, 21-19. This is a close game. And then this happens.
Yep. Great run here. When you watch this replay, watch our left tackle, number 70. Watch the defensive lineman.
It's amazing.
He is doing a leg tackle on Ozzie right here.
This is the kind of stuff. Right there it is.
See him? He's
grabbing him.
He's doing
like he's trying to pick him up.
Single leg takedown.
Great job blocking right there on the perimeter, though. Once again, our outside guys do an outstanding job. And, it's kind of funny. Everybody talks about how many yards that he has and all that. You got to keep in mind, he's gone 2 weeks with 17 rushes. This week he went to 24 rushes. So it's not like he's getting a lot of rushes. Right. I mean, this week he had 24 rushes for 322 yards. 316 yards. That's pretty significant. Get a pass interference call right there on A.J. Hernandez. They get wrapped up. This guy was very busy the other night, called a lot of their calls. Glad we could show a picture of him. And right here, you see right here, a great job by David Garcia, Caleb Hernandez. They are relentless, and we talk about a relentless pursuit on defense.
I don't know how that wasn't grounding.
Yeah, well, on that sideline, you don't get that call.
Here's Ashton being Ashton. This is just a good play by him. This was not a called play. He just read it. And
this is a point guard play. I mean, he started last year. People say, well, gosh, he's a new starter. No, he's not a new starter. He started 25 basketball games last year
Right.
for us at point guard. So it's a different world, but it's the same philosophy. He's got to be a triple threat like we talked about today, and he used his legs there, used his mind, did a great job of reading that.
Here we come back around. Good job blocking downfield. Good run by Jameer.
Oh, wow, great job right there. Great job I want to see that again. I love great hit by Brant, and then Christian goes Undertaker on the guy.
Yes.
I mean, he just like five slam a jamma right
Christian
here.
Morgan, number 74, he misses, but then he gets up and slams the guy.
That's because the guy's down there trying to leg whip him.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to tackle
Arm
him.
leg takedown. Love seeing that right there. Great interaction between Jameer and Clayton Thompson. Love having our coaches' sons on the sidelines with us. That's a fun thing and certainly keeps everything in priorities. But great job. Now 35-19, 6 seconds left to go. Defense comes back on the field. Great job right there by Yvette Savigny, creating as much pressure as he can. Once again, getting the throw out of bounds, forcing a bad throw. Clock stops. Now here comes the screen again, and big hit right there. I mean, that was a big hit by Brady Penley. Love to see Brady coming along. They have to kick it to us.
Here we come back. Buck sweep. Good job by Idre and Brant down the field. There's Karim, and there is just, the thing about Jameer, we were talking about it earlier today, our offensive line's blocking well, and a lot of running backs would get 10, 12 yards on these runs. Jameer takes that kind of a gain and turns it into a 40 or 50 yard
I think
gain.
you said it. I mean, that's the key. You see right there, great blocking, but that everybody's going to get to the 10-yard mark.
Right.
This is what he does.
That's right.
He takes it when he uses his skill set between his moves, his speed, and his toughness. He's able to turn a 10 or 12-yard run into a 35, 40, maybe in this case, 60, 70-yard run.
Those two got to work on that celebration. They're not.
Yeah, that's a
doing very
weak celebration.
Yeah.
We'll have a celebration period on Monday. Well, wait, we do have a celebration period, right?
Best play in football.
That's right. Best play in football. So, Cats, even though it's 21-19, it's 42-19. You'll see our coaching staff and our guys representing Dalton well, telling these guys a good job. Get ready to play next week, the Harrison Hoyas.
Why should you make the switch to First Bank of Dalton?
My bank gives back to our community.
My bank understands our changing needs.
My bank made my dream home my home.
My bank has the tools I need to manage my business.
My bank helps me save.
My bank make decisions locally.
Need more reasons? Stop by and see why First Bank of Dalton should be your bank for life.
Big things are happening at Hamilton. Anna Shaw Children's Institute, People's Cancer Institute, new physician practices near you, and Hamilton Medical Center is #1 for overall hospital care. Hamilton Healthcare System, health for life.
Are you tired of driving to Chattanooga to have a great dinner? Look no further than Walnut Hill Farm right here in Whitfield County. We are now serving dinner on Thursday and Friday nights. Our team of Matt Barrett and Jason Joseph have put together what we believe is the finest menu in Whitfield County. With a wine selection of over 50 bottles and 50 miles of mountain range in the background, this will be your go-to for romantic dinners and dinner with friends. We look forward to seeing you out here, 5 o'clock on Thursday and Friday nights.
All right, Coach, we're headed down to Harrison Hoyas, the first time since we were there from the ESPN game from a couple of years ago.
The Justin Fields game. Sorry, I still have that bad memories.
We were supposed to be the Washington Generals that
night. That's right.
That's
that's exactly right.
For the
Justin
Hoyas,
Fields show.
right.
So.
Probably the best team.
Oh, no doubt.
We've played up to this point now, 5th game of the season. These guys are for real.
Yeah, I think they have the three components that you got to have. And number one, they've got athletes. They've got really, really good athletes. Mm-hmm. Second of all, they've got experience. They've got, there's going to be 5 juniors start. Everyone else is seniors, and a lot of those guys started last year. And then the third thing they're going to have is they have great coaching. Coach Dickman, a friend of mine, and certainly somebody that I've known for a lot of years, does an outstanding job, just a truly an outstanding job with their program, and certainly puts these guys in the position to make the best plays that they can.
And they're one of these teams. We've seen Sequoia with the wing tee.
That's right.
They've kind of gone back to that a little bit. We saw a glimpse of that 2 years ago when Fields got hurt and they jumped into the wing tee. But now they're doing more of it, and then they'll come back to the spread, right?
Yeah. If you kind of watch them a little bit, their roots, Coach Dickman's roots, is in the wing tee. Even with Justin Fields, the running game of the spread offense he ran was a spread wing tee is kind of the philosophy of it. So that's his roots. That's his DNA. That's who he is. So what they do with this quarterback, they're a little bit more under center wing tee than they were with Justin Fields. Where with Justin Fields, the under center was the changeup. In this, the gun part of it will be the changeup. They've got a good-looking offensive line, going to range from 255 to 315 pounds. Certainly have a wonderful-looking right guard that, if he ever hits the free agency, we want to look at.
Absolutely.
I mean, unbelievable, 6'4", 315, runs great. Tight end, 240, 250, right around in that range. But 3 really, really good running backs. And then 2 good skill guys outside of wide receiver. So a lot of talent in their offensive.
But before we converted you over to an offensive guy, you used to be a defensive guy. Talk a little bit about what the challenges the wing tee presents.
Well, I'll tell you the biggest challenge is the simplification of it. I mean, there's not any schemes. I mean, it's block down, block down, block down, kick out the last guy on the right. The other part of it that I think is the toughest part of it, and I think I go back with Coach Napier. I mean, I go back with Coach Evans and Coach Chappell back when you and I were in school. The key to any offense is to replicate as many plays that look similar as possible. And the truth is, in the wing tee, everything looks the same. You're pulling guards. Everything. You can either buck with your back, or you can run the belly. You can run the trap. You can run the waggle. And everybody virtually does the same thing every play. And the quarterback just distributes the ball in different places. So to me, that's the 2 things about it. It's extremely simple. There's not a lot of complexity to it. The guys, you just repeat practice. And secondly, it's very effective because at the end of the day, and particularly I think you're going to see this against us, it puts people that are maybe sometimes disadvantaged into a position of doing what they're not normally doing. And certainly, we see 8 out of 10 teams we see are going to be spread. Everything we see in the playoffs is going to be spread. Well, you don't see wing tee a lot. In fact, you very rarely see wing tee. So it's created a situation where we've got to practice something we don't see a lot. It's very simple, and they repeat it time and time and time again with good athletes.
And lots of angles too, right? Lots of angles for the offensive line, blocking down.
Nobody has to base block like we do. What we do, you know this, as our O-line coach, we do a lot of combos together. We do a lot of double down and stuff like that. But in this environment, everything is angles. You're never asking alignment, which means that, let's go to the Sequoia model, you can have a guy that weighs 210, 215 pounds playing guard. He can handle a guy 250, 265 pounds playing defensive line because all he's got to do is move him or shield him or block him or pick him. Whereas in our offense, our guys are having to move people.
That's right.
I mean, they're actually having to transport people from one place to another. You don't have to do that in the wing tee. It's basically down, 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 kick out, or what we saw this is the part that I'll be anxious to see. They don't run a lot of midline. And if you go back to our Sequoia show, that was the thing we talked about. So here's a good thing that for you people that are watching, will that be a play that Harrison picks up out of that Sequoia film and says, hey, we've not ran that. We're going to try that against Dalton since Sequoia had some success with it.
Absolutely. Defensively, they're a 3-man front, whether they're 3-4 or 3-3. And I think teams, they do a good job with it. They've been running it for a while. They can bring pressure from a lot of different places, inside, outside. They do a lot of slants, some twists with their defensive guys, their defensive front guys. So it's certainly going to be a challenge, nothing that we haven't seen before, but be a challenge for our guys to get their hats on the right folks and identify the front.
Explain the difference real quick when we talk about a 3-man front versus a 4-man front, or our viewer hears an even front versus an odd front if they're watching, NFL, whatever. Talk a little bit about the difference in that, because that's very important when we talk about on Sundays what
Absolutely.
We're going to do for a team. Talk a little bit about that.
I think the biggest key to look for is there a nose man or not. If there's a zero nose, or basically somebody
meaning
head up,
what? Zero meaning what?
Head up on the center.
Okay.
Straight up, head up on the center. Then that's going to be an odd front or a 3-man front defense. And then you can look in the box. If there's a middle linebacker and 2 other linebackers, you've got a 3-3 stack. If there's 2 linebackers over the guards, and then you've got the outside linebackers, then you've got a 3-4 front. and they both present different challenges to us, and Harrison will show us some of both.
Wouldn't you think we probably would see a little more 3-4 based on the success that
Yes.
Creekview had And granted, theirs was a little more of a hybrid. They were blitzing a lot, bringing
Right.
people to different places. But wouldn't you think that would be
I
a
think
reason
so.
to show that again?
Yeah, and you go back and you look at our film against Harrison from the last couple of years, and they'll move to a 3-3 every once in a while, but most of the time they're going to be a 3-4.
That's who they are.
That's right.
From a special team standpoint, they have the number 2 or number 3 kicker in the state. Outstanding young man. He's going to kick it in the end zone every single time. So that's how they're going to get around having to kick to Jameer and Hunter. Same thing. He's their punter as well, and he'll do a good job of getting the ball. We're going to have to really be sharp on our special teams this week when we're down at Harrison.
Absolutely. Well, stay right here. We'll be back after these messages.
Hi, my name is Charles R. Hicks Sr. I'm the owner of Transformers Transmission Complete Auto Repair Specialist, and we are excited. It is football season. Another thing that we're excited about is our new facility opening here at 844 Sugar Road in Dalton, Georgia. Our other location at 815 East Walnut Avenue is still open to help continue your car service. So just give us a call at 706-529-2706. And from the Transformers family, God bless and have a beautiful day.
With VidLink, OptiLink's exciting new entertainment platform, you'll have the freedom to stream VidLink content on multiple devices, even when away from home. Plus, with VidLink, you can access the widest array of content on the market. You'll get great features like Restart, Replay, cloud-based DVR storage, all HD programming, and so much more. Contact us today to see how you can get linked to the next big thing in video entertainment.
Train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy. Get one-on-one training from former professional and collegiate players, featuring indoor baseball and softball training facilities, ground ball area, 3 pitching mounds, and 4 batting cages. Performance Sports Academy is also available for team rentals. Call 706-537-3169 today and train like a pro at Performance Sports Academy.
All right, Coach, we burned up all our time. Thank the quarterback club real quick for everything, all the good stuff they did this week.
Great. I tweeted out this week a picture of us coming on the field. Brandon Brown with Brandon Brown Productions, who produced the show, thankfully so much giving us that picture. I tweeted out, go in and look at it. One of the great experiences, getting off those charter buses that the quarterback club provides for us, going out on the field, walking that field, winning the game. Then before we get on that bus, get in that box of chicken. KFC chicken is like the best chicken in the whole wide world.
Absolutely.
And we really appreciate all the quarterback club does for us. So many things, but certainly those are 2 things that makes this Catamount experience special.
All right. We'll be back next week. Same cat time, same cat channel.
Go Big Red.